European Central Bank has reported that the Eurozone's current account surplus widened to touch in September as the goods surplus increased, offsetting a modest drop in the trade of services. The adjusted current account surplus of the 20 nations sharing the euro rose to 23.1 billion euros in September, while the unadjusted data showed an increase to 38.1 billion euros from 22.3 billion. The bank noted that in the 12 months to September, the surplus equaled 2.0% of the bloc's GDP, down from 2.7% in the preceding 12 months. The Office for the National Statistics has reported that British inflation slowed to 3.6% in October for the first time since May and its joint highest since January 2024. This offered some relief to the government before next week's annual budget and also boosted the chance of a December rate cut by the Bank of England. Core inflation dipped to 3.4%, while services inflation fell more than expected to 4.5%, its lowest since December 2024. However, food and drink inflation edged up to 4.9%, and factory gate prices rose 3.6% year-on-year, slightly above September's 3.5%. Additionally, separate figures from the ONS showed factory gate prices rose by 3.6% in the 12 months to October, up from 3.5% in September. Still in the UK, where Prime Minister Keir Starmer has refused to rule out extending the freeze on income tax threshold in next week's budget. He stated that he would not inflict austerity on the country. Starmer also highlighted that the budget would be released a week from today and that the government would lay out its plans. He added that the government would protect the NHS and public services. British Finance Minister Rachel Reeves has welcomed the inflation drop but warned against the cost of living. She noted that there are 300,000 more jobs in the economy than there were at the beginning of this year, but she wanted to do more to help people back into work. Reeves added that the leaks about the budget were not acceptable.
There are 300,000 more jobs in the economy than there were at the beginning of this year. But of course, I want also to do more to help people back into work, which is why at the budget we'll be setting out more details of our youth guarantee to ensure that young people are in education. Food prices fell last month and they have risen this month. But I do recognise that there's more that we need to do to tackle the cost of living challenges. And that's why one of the 3 priorities in my budget.
Moreover, figures from the Office for National Statistics have shown that British house prices in September were 2.6% higher than a year earlier, the smallest annual rise since May, and down from an upwardly revised increase of 3.1% in August. The office noted that private sector rents for homes in October were 5.0% higher than a year earlier, down from a 5.5% annual increase in September, and the smallest such rise since August 2022. Deputy Economy Minister Taras Vysotsky has stated that Ukraine will not restrict wheat exports in the 2025-2026 July-June season due to a higher harvest and lower export rates at the beginning of the current season. He noted that according to estimates, the wheat harvest will be around 23 million metric tons and exports are expected to reach around 17 million tons in the 2025-2026 season. Additionally, the Economy Ministry data showed that the country had exported 6.8 million tons of wheat so far this season versus 8.6 million at the same period a season earlier.